Practice yesterday, out with the first PP unit. Just thoughts on the excitement around the opportunity to get a little bit more of a larger role there.
Yeah, it's cool. Obviously we have such talented players on that unit, and even just yesterday moving the puck around, you see the skill. It's nice. They hit you in places where you wouldn't imagine someone could hit you. So, no, it's cool, and I'm just looking forward to. Our power play hasn't been where we want it to this season, so I'm hoping to be kind of a jolt with them and just kind of bounce off them. Like I said, they're terrific players, so I just want to be a helping hand there.
Mentality-wise, what's something you think you could maybe bring to that unit or that unit as a whole could do to just try to get things going in the right direction?
I think I'm good at getting pucks through. Getting around that first wave and getting the pucks down low into dangerous areas and kind of just puck moving overall, just moving it right to left and wherever it may be. And it's good to have Juice close to the net too. His amazing shots is even better when it's closer to the net. So I think that's going to go a long way for us as well. So I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. Let's hope there's no feeling out process. If there is, we're going to try to figure that out pretty quickly. So we'll just see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to it.
The power play hasn't been scoring at a high rate, but it's also been yielding chances the other way for the opponent. Has the coaching staff addressed that or entries, or is it just personnel and structure in the offensive zone?
I don't think they've addressed that in particular to me, but I think maybe that's part of it. But I don't know. I think obviously you got to be careful of guys jumping. Especially, I think we've seen that more this year of guys just trying to jump and try to on the 5-on-4 like surprise the other teams. So I think we're just gonna try to. I'm gonna be ready for it. If they're high up on me on the point, I'm gonna be careful with the puck. Still make good plays, but protect the puck. And I don't know. I'm hoping. I haven't really thought about it like that. I'm thinking let's contribute, let's make a difference here. But I'll make sure to be cautious both ways for sure.
Do you feel that you've kind of developed as a shooting threat at the center point from maybe where you were last year to where you're at right now? You talked about kind of getting pucks through earlier.
Yeah, I think it's all just with finding holes, and I think just movement, and I think I move laterally well on the blue line. So if it's if the forward can't stay with me, and I have a little bit of a lane, and we have guys at the net ready to tip it or ready to bang in a rebound, that's going to be my first option. I want to get it there. I want to get it in the dangerous areas, and I think I've done that well with the other units. And I think obviously we want to use these guys as much as possible, but the coaches told me if I can get it through. So that's what I'll be looking for.
Brandt, I have a question. Sean O'Donnell just walked by. When you worked with Odie and Matt Green, when you were a younger defenseman in player development, in what ways did they help you?
Oh, they helped me so much from the day I got drafted. Honestly, there was such good communication there. They would send me clips all the time. When I'd come down to development camp, it would just be a lot of in zone stuff, and they would just teach me how to box out from the corners, playing well in front of the net. Get under guys' sticks. I wasn't I feel like I'm stronger, bigger now, but at the time they just used it as like, hey, this is what you're gonna have to learn, this is what you're gonna have to do, and this is what it takes. They were so effective in the D zone in the NHL, so it was good to learn off them, and yeah, they've been great. So I'm lucky about the whole staff here for sure.
What have you learned about Brian Dumoulin's game as you've gotten to play with him over the last couple of weeks?
He's been great, honestly. Yeah, he's really smart with the puck. There's very subtle plays that sometimes might even go unnoticed, but I'm like, he gets it over to me, whether it's like D zone play, and I'm like, wow, that was a really good play, and now I have so much time. So he's been great, and obviously he has a great defensive stick too, and he just has high IQ. So that just makes him an easy guy to play with, and I've been grateful that we've kind of clicked pretty quickly, and it's been going good. So I've been happy.
When we talked with Jimmy yesterday, he said it's been a minute since you've been on the power play, but just your thoughts on getting that opportunity and what your focus is on that unit.
Yeah, obviously it'd be probably simple up there, just distributing. I've played on the power play before. It's nothing that I'm don't feel uncomfortable with. So obviously looking forward to the opportunity. Want to help out as much as I can. Obviously, I know it's not going to be a career changer, but for me, it's just trying to help out where I can.
You see yourself more as that distributor role as opposed to a shooter from the top, especially with the one-timer options you probably have around you?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But, I mean, obviously, whenever you're on that unit, usually the first one's out there, and usually you only have about 30 seconds left. So, for me, it's shooting pucks. I think if that presents itself, obviously, I feel like that's important, especially with Perry in front. He's such a good tipper, such a good screener that I want to try to get some down there for him.
Right, if you look at, you're on a penalty kill, and you're obviously against a lot of great power play teams from the other teams. What do you see from the Kings power play that maybe hasn't worked? What would you encourage to do now that you're part of it?
Well, I mean, it's tough because I feel like we've had like some good chances. I wouldn't say we necessarily had like the secondary chances like off of. It can get frustrating for our power play when they shoot a puck, it gets tipped, the goalie saves it, then there's a clear. Like when you don't get that secondary chance after a good shot, you could get deterred from shooting the puck or you could get frustrated. So I mean, I think they've done some really good things. Puck just hasn't gone in for them. Obviously, it's tough when things aren't going in. Maybe look at some different options and see what you can get out of it. But I mean, I want them to still have a lot of confidence. I mean, there's such a good unit. There's so many good players on that top unit, and I mean, it's only a matter of time.
You've had your battles with Corey Perry in front of the net over the years. What makes him just so effective at seemingly getting a stick on everything that comes through?
Yeah, I mean, he'll battle in front. He doesn't move from the front. I mean, a lot of times when the puck's coming, guys will kind of get to the side of it and try to tip it and let the goalie see it. But, I mean, he just finds ways around that net. Like, he's got really good hands and is really, really smart. He knows when the puck's going to be coming there. And you can see, like, he still has those hockey instincts. Like, he knows where to be on the ice.
We just talked with Clarke. He said you guys have meshed pretty well since you've gone together. What's been your impressions of him as you've gotten to play with him now for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, he's a really good skater and really good defender. I mean, he's got a really good stick, and I mean, I think he really trusts his skating too. He's not afraid to skate guys, and has a good gap because of that. And you can see in the offensive zone he wants the puck too, which I found great, especially in offensive-minded defensemen, where if they always want the puck, that's a good thing, and they're not hiding out there. So, been really impressed, obviously, with them.
Kobe, it's December now, 2 months in, about the time when you kind of get a feel for maybe what your team is. Just bigger picture, what have you liked so far, and maybe something you would like to see improved?
Well, I'd like to see power play improve. There's no secret to that. We've been on a pretty good PK run lately. Obviously, don't want to jinx it, but keep on working at it and then get the power play going. And I think once I guess that happens, the guys are going to start feeling a little better, and hopefully the 5-on-5 offense picks up a little bit too. Everything else, it's pretty solid. Obviously, room for improvement in every area, but we feel like we're taking the steps that we need.
Have you ever felt that one impacts the other, where if you start feeling good 5-on-5, it helps the power play, or vice versa? You feel good on the power play, maybe it translates 5-on-5 also?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all kind of like a rolling snowball, really. Once one gets going, you start feeling better, a little bit more confident, and the game usually slows down a little bit, and you get to see the place and you get to make the place. So, like I said, I think we're on the right path, but still some work left to be done.
If a power play doesn't score a goal while it's out there, what does it look like if it's successful even without a goal?
Just creating momentum, really. I mean, try to put them on their heels a little bit, and even if you don't score, you follow it up with a couple of good shifts, and just create momentum for your team.
Faceoff circle, teams not at the efficiency it was in years in the past. Do you see anything different, like what's happening or not happening on faceoffs?
No, I mean, it's maybe the matchups are not what they were, the other team's scouting us out a little bit better. It's a lot of, I guess, moving parts, if you want to call them. Some guys feel better, and sometimes it's just as easy to have a few face-off or a few more face-off on your weak side, and that makes a ton of difference.
Kobe, when you were in D.C., you had a little meetup with Ovi, a couple of guys after the game. Is it hard to reflect on those kinds of things, considering your focus is on winning games and the importance of the team right now?
Yeah, I mean, we've had good battles with him. Obviously good matchup, and it's hard to do it when you're in the moment. Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier once it's all said and done to kind of look back and appreciate all the stuff that obviously he's done, and appreciate all the matchups we've had. So whether it's the last one tonight, I'm sure it's going to be no difference. You come prepared for the game, and then reflect back.
Exciting to see Fogues kind of get back on the ice with being out for a few days.
Yeah, he's getting closer. So anytime they get out there and get moving like that, you start to get a little bit more excited. Still got a little ways to go, though.
Earlier today, Samuel Hellenius signed a 2-year extension. I know he hasn't played a ton this year, but it's nice to see a guy who is great attitude and comes in every day to work, get rewarded with a new deal.
Yeah, it's circumstantial for him. We really like him. Obviously, we extended him. I've talked to him quite a bit. He's going to be in the league for a long, long time, and he's never leaving. He's just that good. It's just timing, opportunity, all those things. In the meantime, he's been tremendously patient. He works on his game every day, a smile on his face. So he's doing all the right things. When we can get him in there, we will.
Jim, when we played the Caps earlier, their internal numbers were really good and the record wasn't. Since then, they've really turned that around. When you think of the Caps, what do you think of?
Well, I think of their decor. It's well balanced. They can skate. They move the puck. There's a lot of offense coming from the decor. Then on the other side of it, they don't give you too much. So, to me, they're active on the rush. And then when they get in the O zone, there's a lot of poise and patience there. They've got big forwards who crowd the net, and those defensemen seem to find a way to get it, not necessarily on net, but to the dangerous area in front of the net. So that to me is, in my mind, one of the strengths of their team.
We talked yesterday with Joel Edmondson about playing on the right side. He's done it a little bit and just kind of went over the pros and cons. How have you seen him kind of adjust as he's been in that role for a few games?
Oh, good. Yeah. And it is an adjustment. There's always lots of debates. Is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage? And what I would say is there's times it's an advantage and there's other spots in the ice it's a disadvantage. So the biggest thing is the pivoting. If you can pivot as well on the rushes, then you can probably manage some of the other areas. But he's done a really good job. For a big guy to be able to do that, again, like Gabby did last year, it's a real benefit for us.
Outside of a goal, what are you looking to the power play to accomplish when they're out there?
Well, just create some good momentum and get us feeling good about it. I think right now, internally, we just don't feel good about it, right? So let's get feeling good. Hopefully goals precede that or follow that shortly. But I think it's mostly just feeling good about what we're doing out there.